All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again. Let's see if we can actually make a show happen without any major, serious technical difficulties. All right. Let's go back to the comments here, and we're going to say hi to everybody. We did try a week or two ago to try to get a show going, and it was having some technical issues. We were struggling with weird echoes. I figured that out. It was just me being a dumbass. I was a little rusty on thinking about the general logic behind audio and videos and microphones, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what happened, the dogs did eat my headphones, didn't have the headphones plugged in, forgot about the fact that I thought when I turned off the monitor, it would not have an echo, but it did. But it is. And that is what happens. All right, perfect, awesome. We've got our friend Glenn, who's going to be coming on the show in a few minutes. He is in what I'm going to call the digital green room right now. Everybody, I want to let you know that this is a very special show. We've got some wonderful guests coming on. Our boy Glenn let's try it again. Glenn Wales of Canamatch.ca. Ooh, bat in the cave. My goodness, I should have checked that. Is coming on the show today. He's going to be telling us some wonderful special things about a passion project for him and a bunch of his cohorts, Neil Magnuson from the THC show, in the Cannabinoid replacement project on the downtown east side. Basically, the concept there is they are providing access, low barrier access, okay, to high dose edibles and other cannabinoid-based products in order to help people not die from fentanyl overdoses, to get off hard drugs, which is a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful thing. And simply put, I'm very excited about having him on the show. Later in the show, we're going to have Gordon Hayes or Gerd Hayes from the Calgary Cannabis Club coming on. Also, too, by the way, everybody, stores open. Podsquatchsales.com is open again. It lives again. We've got 2 strains that are available for you right now. We are releasing the Galactic Citrus Shiva. We are releasing the Orange Warrior Widow as well. The Orange Warrior Widow would have been something that if you're part of our Facebook group community, you would have seen O'Shea growing that one. Okay. Both beautiful, wonderful strains. Both half of those strains comes from the Orange Hindu Kush that originally comes from the Hindu Kush mountains that came in. And we crossed that one over on the Orange Warrior Widow to Kaitangata by Canadian White Russian. Okay, and then so that would be Kaitangata, which is a traditional Maori strain. It's a Sat crossed by White Widow, crossed by AK-47, being the Canadian White Russian. So that one's a lot of fun, very sexy. O'Shea had a lot of fun growing that one. And then the obviously Galactic Citrus Shiva, everybody, that one, okay, is in fact the Alien Rift from Ocean Grown Genetics by Vader. And then we cross that into the Orange Hindu Kush. So that one's going to be an indica straight. It's going to have a beautiful, beautiful structure to it with a sort of a spicy citrus, if that makes sense. And then that's going to be crossed by like kind of a sweet earthen undertone. It's going to have great uniformity to it. It's got beautiful bud structure. It's a good time. All right. Yes, no, Soul Price, you were totally right. It was just a double audio in the background. I'm going to turn the notifications on my phone off here, or at least the sound parts. You know what I'm saying? All right. So simply put, there we go. Glenn disappeared, but I'm assuming he'll come back in a few minutes. When we told him to kind of come on the show around 3:15, I said we're going to get it on, say hi to everybody for a while, and then we're going to start the show with everybody coming on. So let's go back to the beginning here real quick, and I'm going to say hi to everybody. All right. So let's go back to the beginning. Sean and Shayla Denny, if you're there, good to see you. That was at 10:31 p.m. I'm assuming that was last night. My goodness gracious me. What's up, Castle 420? Good to see you. 10:38 p.m. These are to people who are probably not here. But what's up, WB Growers? All right. Kenneth R. Knox, good to see you, my friend. Ganjanana, your mama, the sexiest grandma of the UK. What's happening? What's up, Miss Case Garden? Good to see you. All right. Let's see here. There we got Jansen Dennis. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Soul Price. Good to see you. Patrick, what's up, buddy? Nice talking to you earlier today. What's up, Grown Up Grows? Good to see you. Soul Price. Tom Dobbs. Hello. All right. CSLRC Lauren. Good to see you, my friend. What's up, JP Page 2? All right. Russell the Love Muscle. Good to see you, baby. I am not dead. This is true. I'm glad that I'm alive as well. What's up, Greg Page? Good to see you. Alvin Mace. Mr. Santa Claus himself is in the hood. All right. What's up, Muskoka James? All right. Good to see you. What's up, Eugene Dolan? All right. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Leanne Levine. There we go. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Let's see here. Tom Dobbs, good to see you, buddy. Indoor, outdoor, 420 grow and smoke. All right, good to see you, my friend. It has been a while. We back. We sexy. We getting it done. We ain't dead. Hell, we're even going to be building a new dick in a couple of months with the surgeons. You know what I'm saying? All right. Eugene, if I miss anybody, Wonky Donkey, good to see you. Uncle Dunk, good to see you. All right. Not Luna was cracking. All right. Lurk away, my friend. Lurk away. All right, Tom. Okay, boom. Felicia's here. Boom. Okay, I think I've said hello to everybody. So everywhere, man, it's been a year. It's been a year. I've made many attempts of actually getting shit going, but you know what? I recently went to Vegas. I was like, when I get back from Vegas, we're gonna get things going. We're gonna get it pumping. We're gonna get it actually feeling. We're going to build the community again. I'm not going to be absentee anymore. I'm not going to be living in my own little world, the depression, and sitting here trying to find the will and fire to live and be potsquatch again. Well, I'm back and I don't give a fuck. All right. And it's going to be a good time today in the show. So as I was saying, stores open, everybody. We're out of the gummies right now, but the tinctures are for sale. The beard oil is for sale. The hats, the t-shirts are for sale. We're out of stickers. Those will be coming in soon. We've launched at least 2 strains for you of our genetics for you to buy. We'll be adding to the catalog. We're going to be bringing in some other breeders onto the store as well in the coming weeks. These ones that are currently on there are regular beans, CBD growers. That actually reminds me, I probably should have written that into the product description. Oopsie poopsie. I also probably should have written that it was a 25 pack of beans. But hey, I was rushing this morning to get everything all done and get this all set up and actually get it working. I'll update that after the show. But long story short, the 25 packs of beans. Okay, everybody, the regular beans, these ones. I'm against feminization. Feminization is compounding back utilization of where we're basically using Mother Nature's sort of fail safe of be safe and not die as a strain to then create feminized genetics, which is like, dude, it's compounding. It's been destroying genetic integrity for the last 20 years. So there's a number of growers, and any breeder out there who has 2 cents worth is on the same mission to try to bring back regular beans into popularity. Part of how are we making this more accessible to you? Well, we're making it affordable. That 25 pack of beans, that's 75 bones. Yes, it is in USD, but everything's hosted through US. We just do everything in USD because most things cost us USD in this world, but we are a Canadian brand. It is shipping from Canada. It is being packed by myself, yours truly, himself. All right, so let's switch gears here, okay? Long story short, today we got our boy Glenn Wells coming on the show. He's going to be coming and joining us in just a few minutes here. Glenn is the owner of Canamatch.ca, which is a Canadian website for people who love pot and want to be friends. Hell, you might find a romantic connection as well. It's a place for the weed titty people to congregate, get to know each other, find friends to go do things with. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a fun time. All right. But he is donating his time today down at the Cannabinoid Replacement Project on the downtown east side. They have been fighting for their right to save people's lives for a very long time now. They keep going in and out of the courts and fighting Healthcare Canada. They've been fighting the government. They've been fighting to save lives. Somehow our government, shocking here, seems to have an issue with that. Now, yeah, one could say, well, it's just because the regulatory stuff and this, that. Yeah, that makes sense. But, we have a medical cannabis program in Canada. These are medical people. These are people who are fighting addiction. These are people who are trying not to overdose. They're trying to get off hard drugs. Therefore, it is a medical issue. It is not people just coming down to their RV to be like, I want to get high. No, I'd like to live. I'd like to get off hard drugs, okay? So he's going to be talking to us from the RV on site, downtown Vancouver today, and sharing more about their story because he is in a much better place to talk about what they're doing down there than I am, okay? So basically, without greater ado, my dear friend, Glenn, I'm assuming he's ready. He's listening. All right, there we go. He's coming to the show, everybody. Be loud, be proud, Glenn. Welcome, dear friend. Oh, I think you're muted there, Glenn. Can I hear you?
There we go. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
I can't hear you.
That's all right.
I just think so. Glenn, tell everybody about the Cannabinoid Replacement Project. I've just realized that without my headphones, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't have any headphones, and my speaker is turned up all the way. And
on this one, but for now, Glenn, everyone at home, can you hear Glenn? Everybody, can everybody at home hear Glenn?
Here you go.
If you can hear Glenn, I'm going to try to get some headphones so I can at least hear Glenn.
I can't hear you. It's really you're like I have to put my ear to the speaker to hear you. It's strange. I went out of the studio and came back in, and it's still the same.
Jeez. Tell us a bit.
Everyone can see and hear you. Hi, everyone.
There's always fun.
I'm Glenn Wells.
And if you can see the
I'm here at
comments,
the
I'm trying to
Cannabis Substitution
talk
Program.
You can't hear me.
I don't know. I'm going to just swing it. I'll just wing. No, not swing it. Wing it.
I have an idea.
Anyways, we're downtown East Van at Main and Cordova. We have been for almost 4 years now here, working from an RV. As you can see,
He's a good guy.
we
knows what he's doing.
provide high dose edibles to help people avoid opioid
And 5
overdose.
for 5 or no 5 for 5?
So, if you are on opioids and you have no money or anything like that, you can come down to the RV and you can get yourself an edible, a free edible, or a free joint every day. We have amazing deals which help the Cannabis Substitution Program buy more stuff to make these edibles that we give away for free and everything. So, all right, what? Oh, I can't read that. Let me see. I had to zoom in for a minute there. Zoom in. What does it say? Glenn, share what?
Greg, our store is right now, it hasn't been open a long time, so it is lagging a bit. You just need to wait. Wait a little bit. The store will load. Go to potsquatchsales.com. It will load. Just wait. It's just being slow. We will have that fixed by tonight or tomorrow morning. Our computer guy is currently right now at his thing. But Glenn, you keep talking.
All right. Was I not supposed to talk? What's it say now? What's it say?
How are you?
Go, Glenn. Okay. I can hear you, but if I go like this. All right. So, yeah, we provide high-dose edibles to people on the downtown east side. We have low barrier access to cannabis products, mushrooms, cartridges, and stuff like that. There's nothing more than a $6 gram here. Ounces run from about $60 to $160, depending on what kind of stuff you would like. And what we found out down here is that after 1 week of high-dose edibles, you can kick opioids. If you can make it through 1 week, it'll get rid of it. And everybody else has their own level of high dose. It's not a standard level, so you have to find that out for yourself. But we've changed lives. We get people that come here and say thank you very much for what we've done. They say thank you to you. They smile. I've done a video called Making People Smile, and to show all the smiles that we get down here. It is amazing to see how we've changed these people's lives. And when they tried to arrest Neil, which they did, the people were really, really, really mad. They were all scared that they'd have to go back on the opioids and stuff because Neil wouldn't be out here to provide them the free cannabis that he does. We have the CSP program, which has 270 people that he gives 420 milligrams of high-dose edibles every 4 days. So you can come down here and be on the program and change your life. Anything else, Josh?
I found a way that I can hear Glenn. Glenn, I just have to unplug my monitor, plug it in when I'm listening, and then I unmute my microphone. So I'm going to mute again so you can talk.
I was just talking. Anyways, I'm also Neil's producer of the THC show, which you can find on Cannabis Culture's page on Facebook, and then the replay of it on Pot TV on YouTube. We just celebrated 200 episodes yesterday, and we're going on farther. I'm also the owner of Canamatch.ca, your 420 friendly dating and meeting site. At Canamatch.ca, you never have to ask anybody, hey, you smoke pot? We got about 4,000 members right now, but as you can see, I am down here. I am working today or volunteering as it is. We get a stipend for doing this, and I got Dexter over there. He works with us, and we've got a crew of people that help us out during the day. So I'm only here 1 day a week, and it helps with my rent, and it's a great thing. And I thank Josh for. Oh, I got to do what Josh is saying. Have the police back off? No, they have not yet. Well, I guess kind of. When we were at Cannabis Day, the CSU was there. at the SkyTrain station, asking for the Vancouver police to shut us down. So no, I wouldn't say that they backed off. We're about to do it one more time again. Looks like Saturday at Thornton Park. We'll be there. We're going to try it again, see if the cops are going to make us go. And if so, we're just going to keep protesting and protesting. All right. Looks like he's writing down another question. I love the way technology doesn't work sometimes. All right. What you got? All right. Let me zoom in. Will you go live at Thornton? Yes, I will. I will go live at Thornton. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what time. I think I'm supposed to be there for 10 o'clock in the morning. Since I live in Mission, I don't have to be there at 9. But yeah, I will definitely go live from Thornton Park. And if we have any problems, you guys will be able to see. Check me out, Glenn Wells. I'm a public figure on Facebook. You can also find me at 8 out of 10 Glenn, because I got 8 fingers and 8 out of the 10 left. Anyways.
So everybody, I'm just going to add on to this. You know, it's been an ongoing thing. It's been an ongoing thing for them fighting for their right to do what they're doing. It's been a huge protest going on right here down in Van City. And it's like, you know, the funny thing is the city, Healthcare Canada, is not doing anything much to help these people who are struggling with such addiction and to try to live a healthier life, to have a better access to life, which is actually very much in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada. We have a right to health and wellness in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Yet somehow, boom, the city doesn't seem to give a shit. And the fact is, they've had countless doctors, they've had countless lawyers, big names, big figures standing up and backing up what they're doing, standing with them at the court, sending in letters to the Crown, to Health Canada. And what is happening? Except absolutely fuck all. And they basically say, go fuck yourself, blah, 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 blah. I mean,
yeah, they actually sent him a letter of refusal.
That's what they're doing. They're legitimately helping. They've saved countless lives in the years they've been doing this. If you can hear me a little bit, Glenn, how long has the project been running now? How long has the project been running now?
4 years.
Oh, wow. So it is
4 years. We have, and 6 years. We had 2 years at Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users also. So 6 years all total. And Health Canada has given them a refusal, and now they're going to do a judicial review of their refusal. Also, there's a constitutional challenge starting on October the 5th in the court system here also.
That is the way to do it. I mean, I'm glad that you're challenging the constitutional element of it, because really it's come down to the thing of that's how you have to deal with it now. That's exactly how you have to deal with it, because you've tried to go through the traditional process. You've tried to follow the rules. You've tried to do what the man tells you to do, but then at the same time, boom, it doesn't seem to work. And so really all that's left now is, in fact, to do a constitutional challenge and try to revoke the rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms here in Canada in order to be able to do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying, brother?
He said your name was Theodore.
What's really strange is that they allow you to carry 2.5 grams of hard drugs down here, but yet in order for Neil to give out any edible that's more than 10 milligrams, they want each person to have a note from their doctor. It's ridiculous. They can do hard drugs, but we got to have notes.
James?
I'm just saying, like, if the Crown is wanting, or Health Canada wants everybody. Oh, and Glenn's gone. Well, everybody, that's interesting. We've been trying our best here to make this work. Glenn didn't have headphones, and then I didn't. Oh, and now he's back here. All right, let's see what we can do here.
I don't know. I guess my ear did it.
This is arguably going to be one of the most comical shows. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to be like, what the hell's going on? You can't hear each other talking over each other. Oh, my God.
Well, I like to make people laugh. So that's not a problem. I just wish I could hear you a lot better.
All right.
Everybody's getting a close-up of my ear.
You can hear me, Glenn. Why don't you tell everyone a bit more about Canamatch.ca? I mean, obviously that's the name of the website. That's where they go. How do they join? What do they do? What's like? Tell them a bit about how Canamatch.ca works.
Well, Canamatch.ca, matches you up with some other cannabis user. You can be friends, you can date, you can just have dinner. You could be in another province and don't know where to score. You can reach out to people there. Everybody's friendly with cannabis. It's all about cannabis. You'll never have to ask anybody, hey, do you smoke pot? We have a couple section where if you're traveling to another part of US or anything that's pot friendly, you can reach out to another couple and say, hey, we're here. Can you show us where to get some good medicine? And now you've made new friends. You can maybe go out to dinner together. And it's all about community. It's just about getting people together. For 6 months, I was on eHarmony and POF, and I was like, I'm 420 friendly. Never got any messages. And I was like, what the hell, man? I've got to make a dating site that you don't have to worry about that. You'll never have to lie to your girlfriend for 6 months and then tell her down the road. And then she says to you, well, what else have you been lying to me for about the last 6 months? So you never have to worry about that at Canamatch.ca, because if they're on there, they're smoking just like you are. All right.
All right. So I've just had a message from our computer guy. So right now there's a bunch of you trying to go for the website all at once. You're experiencing some lagging issues. Okay. And now you've shut it down to the point of where it's unresponsive. So right now, my computer guy is working on it. He just messaged me. He's typing away. He's fighting the I don't understand computer things, but he does. He coded the entire website. So right now we are attempting to get that fixed. So everybody, right now, just stop trying to access the website for a minute and let our computer guy. He's messaging with me right now about it. So he's trying to fix it.
We're all having issues today.
It's all mine. Her name is Jatinder's head. You just can't say it.
All right.
Everybody, this is an experiment. Is this creating backfeed now like last time? If I do this, does this sound echoey to everybody?
Time of my life. Okay. Glenn's driving me insane.
I am. I'm driving Dexter insane.
I'm just kidding. I enjoy driving you insane, actually.
I'm already there. I'm already there, buddy. All right. Are we good, Josh?
So, you know what, Glenn? Here we have a question that's come in, Glenn.
Okay, what's the question?
So basically, right now, the question that's come in from Erica Wolf. Erica Wolf saying, "What's your opinion about Jerry Martin from BC?" Before you answer, Glenn, I'll go first. I met Jerry a couple of times. We talked a lot online.
Yeah. I know one thing that's changed
in the day, in the early days, he did a lot of really important work fighting for the rights of cannabis and open access cannabis. I will share that, we developed a friendship from talking online. He definitely was a man who struggled with his own demons, which is part of where his compassion came from. He lived what he was fighting for. And I, at the end of the day, I understand what it's like to have everything you've built ripped away from you, watching everything you've built kind of fall apart. One you're doing great, and then all the way you're down. And it breaks my heart that it came to a point where he wasn't able to keep on fighting and to try again, to build again, and that's what I can share to that. Glenn, I believe, knew him much better than I did. He and I only spoke a number of times online. I was trying to be there as a life support person and counseling him in terms of trying to not give up on his mission, not give up on things. But I think, he was a man who did a lot of good things in the world. He was also a man who had a lot of darkness and demons within his own heart, and he was fighting those, but that's part of why he fought for others too. His own demons taught him compassion. Glenn, go for it. You go for it, buddy, and you share your stuff.
All right. Yeah. I was at Jerry Martin's memorial, and I've known Jerry a long, long time. I knew him before he was part of the show, the THC show with the Jerry Martin medical moment and stuff like that. He was the king of compassion. He always helped us out with tubes and dubs and stuff like that. We smoked many joints together, many, many, many joints. And yes, Jerry was human, right? He had his good side, and when things were bad, there's the bad side of Jerry too. But I only saw a lot of the good stuff. I've never experienced what somebody others may have experience with him. But I've got nothing bad to say on just that. I was sad that he didn't have his own supply and that he went out that night and got from the street. And I believe that's what happened, is that he got something that wasn't safe, even though that he was the person that was trying to make it so that it was safe for other people. But I'm not sure. Hold on. That's the downtown east side for you. We live with like all the time. We got all those sirens going on and stuff like that. But Jerry Martin, I love Jerry. He's in a much better place now. I do believe the government did pressure him a bit from all the way from Saskatchewan, from his him helping out in Whitewood and having his dispensary and stuff like that. So, and then he was like, "I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail," and that can really play on somebody. So it's sad. I love that he wanted to make it so that it was safer for other people, so other people won't die down here. That was a great idea. I think maybe he may have done it a little bit wrong. I'm live. I'm live. People open up the window. I'm live. I'm live. Yeah, they don't even know. Anyways, great man, Erica. Thank you for the question.
Oh, that's so stupid.
All right, everybody. So, long story short,
Hello.
Jerry Martin, it's the thing that a lot of people forget in general, right? Like, we are all human beings. We have darkness and light to
So you're
all of
talking
us.
about Marty Carty?
It's part of the journey. And so, I've seen certain articles sort of painting it the bad side, other articles painting the good side. And I think we got to remember that the human condition in and of itself is a two-sided sword. There's two sides to the whole. There's the yin and the yang, and that is what creates the beauty of all of us and our humanity. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's was a testament. Erica Wolf says, "What about Dana Larson's mushroom dispensary? Have you ever met Mark Emery?"
You're real.
You're getting into dangerous waters here, because I have personal thoughts that I'll keep to myself about certain people. But out of respect for the connections of those who are on the show, I'll put it to you this way: I have respect for Dana Larson. I am not a fan of Mark Emery. I know personally certain things in terms of the man. I'll put it to you this way: for my personal opinions of Mark, I do not agree with him in almost everything he says when it comes to a lot of things that have recently come out.
It is for me too.
He's representing himself in the world.
And the worst.
I believe there's a very strong reason why Mark is no longer associated with cannabis culture. There's a reason why there's new leadership. There's a reason why Jody has stepped up. There's a reason why there's a lot of new faces to cannabis culture. And I'll leave it at that, because I'm trying to still be respectful. But put you this way. I'm not the biggest fan of Mark. I've met both Dana. I've met Mark. I've met Mark more than I've met Dana. I think magical mushrooms are a wonderful thing medicinally.
Yeah,
I think they can do a lot of good.
It's funny. I worked with CSP
a giant bag of some of the best magic mushrooms in Vancouver sitting in my cupboard right now. I'm going to, mute my microphone so I can listen to Glenn's response, and Glenn can say what he would like to as well.
You're doing it through this too, which is cool.
I've been the opposite of you. I've only met Mark maybe once or twice. The first time was at Lyft, and he tweeted out Canamatch for me in the very, very beginning, and then I think maybe I shook hands with him once more. But Dana Larson is a person I know and have met a lot of times. I love the guy. I've shaken hands. I've been to his birthday party. I'm very respectful human being. Cannabis Day, he got up on stage and he started selling weed right in front of the cops and everything. Love that man. I love that man. Yeah, I got the video. You can find it on my page. You'll see him. He gets up there and he had a little bowl where people were putting money, and he'd give them some weed or a joint or something like that. We call it a donation. He did that right in front of the cops and the CSU, and they said nothing. And hopefully we can do that again this Saturday at Thornton Park. So that's what we're aiming for.
What time is that happening at Thornton Park?
I do believe 10 a.m. until 6 or 7.
All right, so good. So everybody, that's the time. If you're local or if you're coming to town, you should go check out the event at Thornton Park. Show your support, because at the end of the day, we're still fighting the fight here in Van City. We're trying very hard to have awareness. And this is the funny thing about legalization, okay? As I've often called it, it was Prohibition 2.0, because we call it legal. We call it legal. We say it's legal now, but it's actually more illegal in most ways. It's more controlled. It's more regulated. And I'm not against regulation. I am for regulation, but I'm for regulation that makes sense. Regulation that has logic based into its fucking points, not somehow now.
Made a city for them.
For example, hypothetically, let's say I go sell you an ounce of weed. It's a little bit of a ticket, not a big deal. No one gives a shit. But if I sell you 30 grams of weed, so let's call it basically for your little kids back in the day, 4 more joints, and I face 14 years in prison plus a $5,000 fine. How the fuck is 2 grams, 2 little grams of weed goes from that to this? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's
no, it's the same. Like even the fatter, right?
This is not what I voted for. This is not what legalization meant to me. Legalization is not an evil thing, but it has been done in a horrible way. It's been misconstrued, been sold out to corporations, and then somehow for the real people, the real
all right, there you go. All your fault.
Like Gwen, like others that we're talking about right now, are now somehow even more criminal.
Thanks, man. I don't get that a lot. So thank you.
This idea that legalization meant we can come out of the shadows. We are now part of the. We are legal now. Nope, actually, we're bigger criminals now than we were before. The government and healthcare. In my mind, is a load.
Even if I have to sacrifice every last man, woman, and child in this entire space station.
Perfect name for this place. Yeah.
Oh, me? No, me. Legalized. Yeah, it's all legalized. That the government is only legal for the people who don't smoke pot or just started to smoke pot. It's not for the people that are 40 years into it, because I'm not going to get high on any stuff that they get from the government. And how can you do a 10 milligram edible and feel good? I do 100 milligrams at night. I'm busy. Sorry, they keep knocking. But yeah, it's legalized. So anything at Thornton Park this Saturday will not be government weed. You'll be able to find high dose edibles. You'll be able to find better weed than what they have, and you'll have no problems with it. None whatsoever. We've never got anybody sick. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, and it's going to be accessible so that people who are in medical disability will be able to afford some stuff from Thornton Park. You can't go to the government store and pay $10 or $15 a gram.
I can. I'm the prime minister.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to have the double echo.
It's a scam. It's a scam. It's just made it so that the people who were scared to buy from a dealer can now go to a store, right? And they don't want to say it's good for you because they've been lying to us and saying that cannabis was bad for you. It was the devil's lettuce. It'll make us go crazy and stuff like that. You know, it's going to make us kill our families and stuff. You know, like they can't turn around and say, okay, well, now it's but we already knew that. We already knew it wasn't going to kill anybody. We're not going to go kill anybody. Cannabis has not ever been responsible for any deaths at all. You can't OD on it. Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
The amount of cannabis that would be required, and actually for you to OD, everybody, is it's just not physically possible. We cannot, unless you make some weird lab thing that you're injecting in of some weird amount of, hydrocannabinol. It's not possible to OD on it. It's just not possible. At the end of the day, it takes who has
do you want to try one of these at some point? We got new ones, so they're 10 grams for $20. Oh, let's go. Try one of them in the future.
Provide an experience actually that is safe, and it's not going to hurt them. It's actually
try one in the future one day, and then
to the body system via the cannabinoid.
Premium in the meantime. Where did I put that?
Yeah, to actually move
the wiser. 10.
From hard drugs. Like that's the point of it. Glenn, Monster you can go too now.
Monster cookies, there you go.
I can go now. I
would rather have a no, but like this would seem like
I had a hard time hearing what you're saying.
It's just kind of like silly, you know. Okay, sorry. No, it's no.
No, that's okay, Glenn. I totally get that. You know, you don't have headphones, and my dogs ate mine right before the show, so it's not helping anything right now. But we're doing our best. We've got our notepad, and I'm plugging in and doing what I can.
All right, give me a notepad.
Really good. Saul Stanley.
I wish. Oh, hey, maybe we can use the chat.
He's not
no,
on spot.
Can't do that
right now, Saul. That's part of the thing. Oh, and there we go. So Glenn's gone again. I don't know if it blipped out, but well, my friend. So anyway, oh, and he's back now. So Glenn, if you can hear me, Glenn, we're gonna bring you back on. Say goodbye to everybody, and then we'll shift gears there. I think people at home are struggling too with some of the background noise that's going on just from the people coming up to the van and etc. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you back in there, Glenn. And say goodbye to everybody at home. Give us a recap of both what you're down there doing right now, and then give us a recap on Canamatch.ca.
All right, there you go. All right. Yeah, just remind everybody what we do down here. We provide high dose edibles to the people of the downtown east side. There's a bunch of them standing outside right now. From the RV, we're at Main and Cordova, 157 East Cordova. From 11 till 7 days a week. There's somebody here. You don't have any money? We'll give you a joint or an edible. You can have one of either. Canamatch.ca, your 420 friendly meeting and dating site, North America's fastest growing meeting and dating site for cannabis. And thank you, Josh, for having me. There is a lot of back noise here because we are busy helping other people. All right, have a great day, everybody. Cheers. Thanks.
Honey cake, right?
Oh, all right, everybody. One big last round of applause at home. Everybody clap, even though no one can see it, for our friend Glenn Wells of Canamatch.ca. All right. So, my friends, they're doing some important work down there. We just wanted to talk about that. WB Growers, I want to hear about the pot squatch beans. We'll talk about that in a bit. Don't worry. We're just bringing some friends in. This is going to be a long show, everybody. You can have one-on-one with me in a bit. We'll talk about the beans in a bit. All right. Right now, we're trying to fix the store because y'all rushed it. It was already having issues, and it's frozen. So my computer guy's trying to fix it. I'm going to check real quick right now to see if he's texting me back. Nope, he's still working on it. So we're still working on fixing that, but the store is open. Everything's up. We're just trying to fix a technical issue. So I'm going to give a bit of an intro there to my friend Gordon Hayes, or Good Hayes there, of Hayes Bros Extracts. He's also one of the hosts of the High as Fuck Happy Hour. I believe they put it on YouTube as well, but I know they predominantly, their main streaming platform is actually on Facebook, which is, mad respect. Facebook is always fighting, as YouTube is, to control cannabis content, cannabis creators. They have a fun show. Basically, they get high as shit and they talk about shit, and they try out high dose edibles. They do a lot of giveaways. They do a lot of work with local companies in terms of edibles and other products that they do. Gerd is also a very big part of different cannabis events, both in BC as well as over in Calgary. Recently, he rebuilt this Nerf gun into like a midget blower gun thing, and then he's got the super weed charger blower gun. He can tell you more about it himself. I'm just talking about the random stuff that I've seen. What's up, Flyby? What's up, Saul Stanley? Anyone who's been tuning in or been talking, I do say hi to all of you, and I apologize that I have not been sort of acknowledging you, but you are here. I am reading your comments. Do not worry. Everyone is welcome to talk. Don't be shy. Talk away. So long story short, everybody, I'm about to bring in our dear friend, Gerd Gordon Hayes from Hayes Bros and the High as Fuck Happy Hour, as well as the Calgary Cannabis Club, which is your hottest spot to have friends getting high down in Calgary. All right, everybody. Welcome to the show. Our dear friend, Mr. Gerd Hayes.
The fucking crowd goes wild, eh, bud?
What's that, buddy?
That was a hell of an introduction, if I do say so.
Right? Okay, now let's do a sound check, though, because I've actually got you on right now. So Glenn was down in the RV, and there was so much background noise, so people were struggling. So thank you very much, Gomo Flower. Much respect to you. Question, can everybody hear everything okay? Now, Gerd, you go.
Check. Motherfucker, check 1, 2.
It's a little muddled and quiet, but I can hear you on my end. Is there a weird feedback between my microphone and speaker right now, everybody? Are you okay if I leave it like this? Just waiting for someone to say something. Someone type something so I know what the hell is going on. Come on now. We need feedback. It's okay. Awesome. Thank you, Jansen. Perfect. So, long story short, so Gerd, give us I gave them an introduction about you, but you give us your introduction. Tell us about your story. Tell us about what you do. What's your thing? Come on, baby, get open and let us know. Also, they say you should probably get closer to your mic, Gerd, if you got a mic going. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's just a laptop.
Oh, he's just using a laptop microphone, everybody. So he's gonna do his best. Look at that. That's a beautiful face right there, baby. I like that right up close and personal, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's almost too much to list. Like you say, this year I actually got elected president of the Calgary Cannabis Club, so that's exciting.
Oh, so you're president now.
El Presidente.
Hey.
Yeah. And of course, co-host High as Fuck Happy Hour with Dad Jesus every Saturday at 7. Man, we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But of course, follow us on fucking Instagram and TikTok or whatever other. If there's a social media, look up High as Fuck and you'll find us. And then Haze Bros, Haze Bros is always cool. We do our best to connect medical cannabis patients with the medicines that they need with that thing. So I'm constantly busy, man. There's a lot going on.
And also, so Gerd, don't be afraid to, because it's probably on your end going to feel like you're yelling, okay? But your mic is very quiet. So feel free to be like,
Let me see if I got a headset.
That might help. Everybody, he's going to look for a headset. Soul Price says he can hear you just fine. So we're doing our best there. But, we're playing around, doing what we can do, and trying to make things happen. And we're working for you, doing our best here. Turn up your personal volume. Is there a volume on your end in terms of your microphone there? Oh, that might help. You might have to hold it up above your beard, though, because that'll go shh. Beard life problems, everybody. I used to have a giant beard myself. All right, so he's going to play with his tech here, and we're going to see if we can get that going. What's up, Hoods Bulla? I'm doing well. It do good. And right now, our store is open, everybody. But right now, everybody rushed it so much. It was already kind of struggling along. It was kind of like an old man trying to get out of a chair. It was like sitting there. Oh, shit. Okay. You want me to open up again? Oh, boy. And then before we knew it, we were good to go. And then everybody tried to go to the thing. And before we knew it, boom, the store crashed a bit. So that's okay. But I got my computer guy trying to fix it right now, and we'll have all that ironed out by later today. While we're just us, let's talk about what's available in the store. You got all your hats, you got your t-shirts. Oh, it's not a full shot there. We got our CBD, we've got our beard oil. So we've got Squatch Stand, we've got cedarwood and whiskey oil beard oil. It's got 250 milligrams of CBD in it. We've got our 1,000 milligram tinctures. We've got our beans that are available now. We've got our grinders. We've got our rolling papers. We're out of stickers right now. We're out of a bunch of things. But Gerd will be back, I'm assuming. He is just playing around with technical stuff. Gerd, if you can hear me at home, come back when you can. All right. Right now, he's not connected, but we are going to assume he's going to figure it out on his end. No, and we are ironing it out. It's basically said on my thing, devices not connected. So somehow he's disconnected everything. And so what we're working on is just trying to get him back on the show right now. It's going to be okay, everybody. Nobody freak out. It's all right. So Mud Swap, we've got our 1,000 milligram tinctures that are on the store for sale. We will be having the CBD gummies coming back, but we're going to be relaunching them in bigger containers. Oh, there we go. There's the big sexy. All right. Welcome back to the show, big sexy. Let's see if it's working now. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's not on though. Try turning your levels up, or you might have to. Oh, there we go.
Chalo?
Oh, hello, baby.
Oh, chalo.
Oh, Chalo, this is so much better now.
Okay, yeah, I got the Yeti, man.
Oh, the Yeti. Oh, yes. I'm using the Shure SM7B.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
Okay,
one.
good. Okay, good. Welcome back. So let's get back to talking about. So basically, Gerd, in your world, right? So you've got the highest fuck happy hour show. It's a lot of fun. I won't lie to you. Sometimes the amount of weed and edibles you guys eat in that show, I'm like, damn, right? Like, I don't really smoke a lot in my shows just because I'm trying to keep my brain functioning, right? And if like I'm sitting there, I'll just sit there in the show and be like, but man, you guys somehow are able to ingest huge amounts of edibles in your shows, which I find one, a lot of fun to watch, and two, it's cool. Like, so how long have you guys been doing that show now?
We've been doing the show about 2.5 years, I think. So a couple years. We're going strong. It's fun though. Like the thing about what we're doing is like it's overconsumption for comedy's sake. We don't do this shit on the regular. But I mean, Dab Jesus and I are medical cannabis patients, so we do consume quite a bit of cannabis in a daily setting.
No,
anyway.
totally. And I'm a medical cannabis patient too. As I've aged, I've shifted. Like when I was a kid, I was smoking quarter-ounce blunts throughout the day. And these days, in terms of my treatment, like I eat a lot of edibles, but I eat it kind of more systematically throughout the day just to kind of keep functionality going. And I mean, it's just, and it's funny how as I'm aging, my consumption and how it works is changing. I'm still consuming a lot of cannabis just in like these tiny little increments throughout the day. I'm microdosing now. I'm microdosing my weed, just like people are doing with their shrooms now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, we're definitely about the macro dose. Being medical definitely makes it easier for us to do these, incredible feats. Like I've got the entire high as fuck staff and everybody involved in training for this upcoming Ghost Dab Challenge at Puff Puff Pass. So like I set everybody up with a bunch of dabs, and it's like, all right, go home and practice. You got to fucking take as big a hoot as you can and hold it in as long as you can. I don't care how much this shit costs. Fucking practice and get good at it, because we're getting that belt.
Do it. I mean, I'll be a cheerleader for that one, because I think if I were to join the team, I'd just be, I'd hold you back. You know what I mean? I'd hold you back. So really, at the end of the day, though, tell us more about the Calgary Cannabis Club too. Like, I mean, so you've just recently taken control of that, not in like a overlord way, but like a leadership way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our former president, like, it's not like there was any competition or anything. I was vice president and our former president stepped down. And because I was VP and a founding board member, like, I ended up, in this position, which is great though, because, I got a lot of ideas and a lot of motivation to propel the club forward. So I'm excited to take the club leadership role and get moving with that. But Calgary Cannabis Club is awesome. It's meant to be, it's a group of cannabis advocates and activists trying to, promote the plant, promote the positivity of the plant, try to remove any negative stigma that's attached to the plant, and, change the laws that make it so that cannabis isn't quite legal enough quite yet, sort of thing. We want to, tackle those issues and that sort of thing. But at the same time, we're also about getting high and having fun. So we do a lot of like community events where we throw parties and, get high and have fun.
You guys do some of those things where you're like, I mean, I think my favorite thing though still is like, you're a giant weed blower and you're just walking up to people like blowing it in their faces. Like, so, everybody's like loading up like a QP2P up in his thing, and he's just like, bam. And then he's built a new Nerf gun. Can you tell us about, oh, there it is. There's the big Mamba Jamba right there. That's the business time, everybody. Now show them the business end of that. Imagine that shooting shitloads of smoke up in your face. Right up in it.
Listen to that puppy purr.
That's right. Built for leaves, made for a different type of leaves now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a fucking leaf blower when you think of it, right?
No, it is. It's just blowing different type of leaf now, right? It's 100%. I prefer a belief in my humble 2 cents. Now, tell us about that Nerf gun too. You rebuilt the Nerf gun into kind of a mini version of the big Mamba Jamba, no?
Yeah, kind of. So I stole my friend's kid's Nerf gun.
The poor child. The poor child. At least it's going for a good cause.
The poor child has been
Okay.
deprived of one of their Nerf guns, right? It's not like they don't have 63 more of the fucking things.
Well, there we go. There we go.
And yeah, you know, I took it apart and then I gutted it and a whole bunch of shit, and I basically just put one of these cheap little air mattress inflator raft blower upper.
Fuck, smart, yeah.
Right, one of those guys in there. I got a tube hooked up to it so that it comes out the front. I got my charge cable all fucking run through it, and I got a bunch of different attachments that fit on top here so I can fire weed bowls or dab fucking bangers, all sorts of shit. I've got these big tubes full of weed that I stuff in there, and it burns for about 2 minutes, and then just take it out and put a new one in, and fucking.
It's like
a reloadable clip.
Switching the clip, man. I like it. Now I have a question for you. So, like for example, like for me, I grew up in BC.
One more thing.
Oh.
Yeah, if we want to do dabs, this is a party banger. It's extra big, and it's got an e-nail coil jammed in there, so I can just drop like gram dabs in there and smoke people out. Because I've also got a power pack in a backpack that can run an e-nail for this gun while I'm doing that.
Oh shit! There you go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Kind of like Ghostbusters, but with weed.
Exactly like Ghostbusters.
Now, I have a question though. So you grew up? Did you grow up in Alberta? Or are you from another province originally?
No, I grew up in Ontario, actually.
Oh, okay, I was there till I was 12. Then I moved out to BC. When did you move to Calgary?
Right around 2014, I think. 2014, 2015.
So you were smoking a bunch of weed in Ontario before you went to Calgary then?
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, I mean, I always experienced Ontario as an odd place to smoke weed just because it's not quite the same as like in BC. I was lucky. I moved here when I was 12. I could smoke weed anywhere. Like well before legalization, I could smoke as much weed anywhere I want. I for example, I'd be outside of a bar, let's say, right? And if I were to smoke a cigarette, people will look at me like, ooh, you're smoking a cigarette at the door of the bar. But then if I'm smoking a joint, they'd be like, yo, bro, that smells good, right?
Yeah.
And it was very socially normal for us to consume a huge amount of weed. Nobody gave a fuck. It was all good. But like Ontario, it was a little more conservative. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got your grandmas, you got I got people my age looking at me like I'm some drug addict if I'm down in OMT smoking. I'm like, yo, what the fuck the problem is, right?
Yeah.
Like, so what was your experience in Ontario growing up like that? Did you experience a lot of that, or where you grew up, was it pretty cool, or like what was that like?
Yeah, it's a liberal province with conservative values.
It seems like an oxymoron, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, it's a liberal province with conservative values. It's like, how the fuck does this make sense?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we had to, you know, we were smoking in backyards and back alleys, and you know, we had a little spot in the woods where we would go hide and fucking smoke weed and shit.
Yo, it was funny. Like when I moved to BC when I was 12, I tried weed a few times. I didn't get high. It was actually about the 6th time I tried weed that I got high, and it was in Ontario, funnily enough. And so my buddies had a friend who his wife had passed from cancer, but she was medical before she passed. And so they got some of this, you know, medical. It was grown in Ontario, but it was pretty dank doja, at least in my memory. Anyway, it fucked me up. And so we were like in this back shed on the property there, hiding in this little room. And they're like, okay, so we're gonna, and that's when I learned what a third lung was. Okay, so I'm shooting third lung, and I'm coughing, dude. Like I'm coughing and coughing and coughing. They're like, oh, hit the water bong, it'll make you feel better. So I'm hitting the bong. They're like, okay, now go again. All right, and I'm hitting the bong, and I'm back and forth. And bro, like I walked around like I was on the moon for like 10 hours. Like I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, I don't even know what's happening, man. Like. And so the first time I actually got high was, funnily enough, in Ontario, even though I'm a BC guy. I tried weed in BC, didn't get me high. I had to go back to my homeland, ONT, to actually get ripped the first time.
Yeah, because good things grow in Ontario.
Yeah.
That's weird, the slogan, right? Man. Good things grow in Ontario.
That's right. I mean, and that's the thing. Anyone who's American or in other parts of the world, like, I mean, if there's one thing Canadians are pretty good at, we're pretty good at weed, you know? We're pretty good at weed. We're good at a few things, you know, but like weed's definitely one of them. Like we definitely have that weed titty on tap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, weed and maple syrup. Don't fuck with us.
That's right. Also, too, I'm just doing a time check. What time did you need to be in the next show you're supposed to be in? It's 3:55, so 4:55 for you now.
Yeah, I got I think 45 minutes where I can
Okay.
comfortably
We got a bit of a buffer, but I want to try to give you a bit
Yeah.
of like a break between them so your brain can like rebrain and then you can get in the next show. You know what I'm saying? Now, are you doing a high as fuck a happy hour show next or what?
No, I'm actually going to be on Kim Cooper's Peace Radio show.
Oh yeah, I know Kim. Yeah, nice. Well, where do people find that? Tell them about that if they want to go check that out.
Oh, I think it's called the NOK Network.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure, but like, you know, if you look up Kim Cooper, I'm sure, you know, she's probably got it so that everything under her name gets linked to that shit.
Yeah. What's the agenda for today's show? What are you guys going to be talking about?
Promoting Puff Puff Pass.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now will be the Big Mamba Jamba and the Nerf gun showing up, or?
Oh yeah. I plan on going on a bit of a spree. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Now that's happening in Alberta, right?
Yeah. It's going to be actually just east of Edmonton, like kind of just outside of town of Edmonton.
Okay, cool. So, long story short, everybody, if you want to go check out Puff Puff Pass, I mean, it's happening just outside of Edmonton. The funny thing is, like, I don't live in Edmonton, but I'm actually buying some properties in Edmonton right now as an investment. Buying some condos downtown, go rent them out. So, if anyone needs to rent a nice, sexy condo in downtown Edmonton, call me in about 3 months. As long as you don't break the joint, you can smoke inside. You know what I
mean? Yeah, it's going to be a hell of an event, man. We've got 3 days of live entertainment lined up. There's live music from just about every genre going to be on stage. We've got all sorts of performers and some comedians and shit. There's going to be like 30 fucking legacy market vendors, which is... That's good to see. I haven't seen that since like legalization, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's like, let's clarify for those at home who may be newer to the concept or from a different country where they don't have that concept of what we call a legacy market. What does a legacy market vendor mean? It means people like me and Gerd who've been selling weed without a license saying, suck my dick, government. We're actually safer than you. You sell people mold and bugs. We've been doing this our whole goddamn lives and are medical fucking patients. How about you let us in? Or else we'll just keep doing it and undermining you, undercutting you, and making a better product. Suck my dick. That's what a legacy vendor means, everybody. And just for clarification, if you're wondering, that's exactly what it means. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it is a complete market. We have our own fucking brands with fucking full-on packaging. We do our own testing. Like it's
legit,
a full-on market.
I actually think our tests are more legitimate. I think our tests are more legitimate because we give a shit. The government, you can go pay for altering your numbers and all that shit. Like how many recalls? I think there was 167 recalls in the first 6 months of legalization in Canada for like things like dead bugs, living bugs, mold, and all this other kind of crap. And it's like, in our world of what we call the legacy, or we, if to translate, the hood town, call it being a G, call it what you will. But it's like, if you showed up as a plug and you had shitty fucking weed, you have moldy weed, like it got around quick, you go out of business real quick, right? Like in our world, we had to do things right, or else you don't make shit and you fucking go away. You float away like smoke on the wind, right? So in our world, it was built in such a way that actually had its own product control. But then the government now, it's like, well, I'd like my THC number to say this, and maybe we could omit the fact that we had a little powdery mildew. What do you think about that? Oh, $10,000? Oh, okay, 20. Okay, here you go. And then boom, it shows up at a store. You go buy it, and it's fucking like $1 billion just to make your ass sick. I mean, it's dumb. But this is government regulation, and it's safe for you.
Yeah, if Gord sells you weed, it's poison. But if I sell you weed, it's fucking cool. That's what Trudeau said. Yeah. I'm pissed, man. Like I spent like $250,000 of some of my friends' money trying to go legit, and like, basically, unless you're sucking on his fucking tip, you're not going to get a license.
Well, that's the thing. Like I've got a buddy right now, and and we're working on co-breeding projects and stuff. That's actually they more so just kind of want to license what I'm doing, and that's okay. I don't mind licensing out certain strains to companies. I'm okay with licensing out my work. It's like, you make a movie and you rent it to Netflix for 6 months. I don't give a shit, but he had to spend, and they've got a small legal operation, and they finally just got this shit. They've been doing it for 3 years now, and I think now they're about the better part of $6 million in the hole doing this shit. And like, they're legal now. They finally got there. But I mean, it's just like, and it's not a big farm, everybody. Like, this is a small, what I would call super boutique farm. Maybe their license is 4,200 square feet or something like that. And it's like, like, that's not a lot of room to run a grow. You know what I mean? Like, and for $6 million, with what should literally cost, in terms of the old school rules, how we used to do things, like maybe you're dropping like 50 or 60 grand, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm not against my shit being tested, right? Like, for example, like, I think the government, like, all these regulations that they put in place, like, you have to build the facility, you have to, have it all done before you can even apply, right? So you got to expend all this money to meet all these asinine regulations. And somehow all of these people who do hold licenses who have the asinine regulation facility, and that shit's still getting mold and all that. But then it's like, here I am sitting in a house, properly knowing what I'm doing with a few toys, and I'm not fucking growing mold in my weed titties. And my shit'll pass your little medical test, but can I go get it tested so I can get a little sticker on my bag so I can go sell it to the Canadian populace like I fucking should as a fucking legitimate dude? No, it's fucking bullshit. And that is the crock that we're fighting against here in Canada. I mean, we all got priced out of our own industry. Like, and that's what's fucked. We got priced out of our own goddamn industry. And it just blows my mind. And it's still happening. It's been years now. It's like,
there's a crazy stark contrast. I remember growing up in Ontario when I was, I don't know, like 20 years old or something, let's say.
Yeah.
A bag of the best weed around kind of thing was close to $300. It's crazy prices, right?
Yeah.
Close to $300 for an ounce of some good shit. And now there's value buds down the road, and they got ounces for $50. 50 fucking bucks.
Yeah, right. Like, and that's happened here in BC too, right? Like, when I was younger, when it was good, like, for the farmer, for the small farmer, when we were making money back in the day, when we were making fucking money, we were getting 22 to 3,200 a pound. It was a good time, at least for the farmer. It may have been an expensive time for the consumer, but when you spent that kind of money on something, you were getting fucking quads. You were getting that good shit, that fucking shit that Snoop Dogg will be like, fuck, I don't know if I can keep smoking this the way I normally smoke. Right? It was good. Chong goes and does a double take. Funnily enough, I actually went to school with Chong's nephews and nieces and met him a few times, and he always liked my weed titties. But it's like, those were the good days. And now, even if you're growing the quads, like, let's say you're still growing the quads, you're lucky to get 1,200 a pound. You're lucky to get 1,200 a pound.
Yeah.
Like,
we're growing 18-week sativas and not getting that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, well, that's where, like, and it's like, I mean, I'm an indica guy. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of SAT things, even though I'm developing SAT or SAT hybrids for our genetic line. But, like, a proper SAT takes at least 10 to 16 weeks to mature properly in terms of the actual genealogical breakdown of it. And it's like, you're going to spend that amount of time to develop something, and then you want me to sell it for like $100 an ounce? $50 an ounce, $60 an ounce. Like, where's the respect for the fucking farmer? Like, but you'll go down, you'll buy some fucking Mr. Johnny Choo Choos or some fucking Air Jordans and drop $400 on shitty sneakers that have actually gotten shittier as they've gotten more expensive. Like, when Air Jordans first came out, those were legitimate sneakers and they weren't expensive. And now they cost $400 and $900 for a pair of Jordans, depending on which type of Jordans you're buying, because of the shoe collectors out there, and they're shitty shoes. I run through shoes because I'm a heavy walker. I'm the fucking pot squatch. I walk around. I'm hard on my feet. I'm hard on my shoes. Dude, I will burn through a pair of Air Jordans if I wear them as my dailies, like, in fucking 3 months, and they fall apart. You know what I mean? But then I try to ask for, a legitimate price on an ounce of weed I pour my heart and soul into, You know, I spend months doing this shit. I baby this shit. I fucking love this shit. I fucking daily gardening multiple times a day. I dry it properly. I cure it properly. I talk to it. I watch zombie movies with it. I have pizza holding it, you know. And then I put my heart and soul into this, and you want to buy that for 50 fucking bucks. What the fuck is that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I think it's because we got these new consumers in the market, though, right? Like they don't really get the weed, like, because we have the passion, we have the love, we grew up in it, right? Like, but they don't get what weed really is, and that's where, like, they go to the store and they get all this shit, like, yo, and Ivar, if you watch this show, buddy, he's one of my little coworkers. He's 19. Love you, buddy. I love how much weed you smoke, but at the same time, like, he shows up with this pack of 10 joints. He's all proud. He's like, I had 10 joints today. I smoked them with all of them, and I'm like, okay, let me see that shit. And it's like a 0.3 of a gram made in this long, thin, what we used to call, and no offense to anybody at home, but bitch stick cigarettes. You know, those long, thin, super slim 100s, right? And he's got this, like, and he bought that at the store. And I pull it out. I smell it. It smells like, you know, when you have fucking weed, like a sat that's been sitting for like a year and a half. And then I'm like, bro, this is fucking not weed, man. Like, this is drier than Vegas was, and it nearly killed me. I mean, it's so funny to me that, like, people are consuming this and going, this is weed. And then we're all sitting here, well, like, look to right here, like, that's weed, everybody. Like, right to the left of my head or the right of my head, that's weed. Like, I mean, these things that are juicy, they're meant to be sticky, they're meant to be properly cured. It has a limited shelf life. Once it goes old, we'll either make it into something else or we'll get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, or we'll put it in the giant super mama jam and just go shoot it in people's faces. You know what I mean? Like, and the government selling this shit that's been sitting around for like a billion fucking years, man. It's fucked up. Right?
Yeah, look at the date on your fucking leguana when you buy that shit. It'll scare you.
I like that. Leguana.
Yeah, leguana. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Sure, that was good.
And I got friends that work in the industry and shit, and like, yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'll pass.
No. Well, I remember when, like, I remember, like, some original fucking first year shit. I had a lot of big companies approaching me, right? And, you know, I'm fairly well known in the world, and especially, like, in the world of growers out here. And so I had a lot of companies approaching me wanting to offer me jobs, right? And, like, I'd always entertain the contract because I was just kind of curious, right? Like, you know, you're kind of curious. I'm like, all right, what are you going to do, right? The biggest one I was ever offered was a little over $200,000 a year plus stock options. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. And it's like, in one sense, it would have been great, but then I'd rather be poor than sell my soul, thanks. And it's just like, you know what I mean? So, and that's where, I don't know, it's just weird, you know, like, it's just so weird to me. And not to say that I think that anyone who works for a legal company is a sellout. I don't think that. I'm happy for you getting in and having a secure line of work and not being considered a criminal. But you know, like, the fact is like, I think it's important for us to try to figure out a way for people like ourselves to actually be able to just do business. Like, would you not agree, Mr. Hayes, if you produce a product and then you take it to get tested, and if it meets all requirements in terms of the product being safe, etc., that you should not then legally be able to sell it within our country?
I do believe so.
Me too. Put a fucking sticker on it. It's basically produce. Suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fucking plant. Yeah. It's not like we're sitting here making chemical this or that. It's literally a plant.
Yeah.
And if it's
I've been
safe,
looking at some of these fucking,
be able to sell that.
Yeah, I've been looking at some of these legal contracts, like, and I don't know. I've, like, you say, not everybody fucking wants to sell out, but I've been looking at some of these contracts where it's like, just come in and make hash as an outside contractor and fucking take your money and leave. It's like, ooh, I kind of like that.
I do that because I'm a fucking really good hash maker. If anything, that's probably one of my pièces de résistances. When I was at Lyft in Vancouver this past Lyft, oh shit, I'm blanking on their names now. There's the weed again. But they set up the is it the Unicorn Cup? Oh shit.
Yeah, that might be like next weekend.
Cup. Yeah, but I can't. It's either the Unicorn Cup or another one. I'm forgetting the name of it. But anyway, so I met the couple that owns a legal company, but they still set it up. They were legacy. They were huge legacy, and then they went to the legal world, but their values are still the same as ours. So I had a bunch of my hash that I had made on me, and I was like, yo, check this shit out. So I was like, yo, try this hash out. And they're sitting there smoking away on it. And they just stop and they look at me. If you put this in our cup, you will place, if not win.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you make this? I was like, well, that's my secret. I've been working like almost 20 years to figure out how to recreate the hash from my childhood when I was living in Europe and shit. And then like, it was good, man. Like it was, you know, and it's like, so I love making hash. Like hash, arguably, like I will say this, and this is a loaded statement, and I didn't used to say this, but I will say it now as I age. I love hash more than I love weed. I love hash. Truly well-made hash is one of my biggest passions in the world. It tastes so good, and it fucking just the taste, the flavor, the effects. Like, put it to this way: I can't help on your dabbing competitions or smoking flower, but if you need a hash smoke off, bro, I will sit there and smoke a kilo, and I'll be just fine. Like, I can smoke hash all day. I love hash. You know, hash is good, man. And like, if it's properly made, then aged and cured. Right, because everybody at home, like hash is like cheese or scotch or wine, you know what I mean? Gets better with age.
Yeah.
You do it right, and you package that shit properly. So that's where like a lot of my crops these days, I'm actually turning into hash and stacking these bricks, and I'm just letting it age. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like a humidor, but it's actually cooled, and it's like it's the way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, what'd you turn your old fridge into? A hash curing device.
Yeah, I've still got some shit dating back to about 2018 when I started really, you know, buckling down on my hash and shit.
Dude, I love good hash, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of hash? Because there's a few different executions, there's a few different ways to make hash. What's your favorite way to make a hash brick?
Well, is to not make a brick. I'm after 5-star full melt dry sift.
See, I like dry sift. I do that sometimes too. But like for me, yeah, like I like that sticky icky, right? Like I don't want it to be hard. I want it to be dry. I don't want it to be like this wood that I gotta get saw to get into. Like a proper hash, I should be able to hold it in my palm, and it begins to slowly meld with the heat of my hand, and it begins to sink itself just real slow. You know what I mean? And then like that's where you've got enough of the natural oil still intact to your trikes, you know, and it's all coming together. It's all jiving, all those secondaries, all those flavors. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's still my beating heart, you know.
Yeah, I like to keep my hash loose so that I can play in the little sandbox of fucking hash and
totally. Well, it's like how I've done my world now. Like I my shit comes out like temple balls now, right? Like kind of like my favorite way to do it, and that was like the stuff that they were smoking that they were like, oh shit.
Yeah, like that Frenchy cannoli fucking wine
dude,
bottle tech fucking.
and that's my process. I basically blended a new age start to it and finished with a Frenchy cannoli, and it comes out in that Frenchy cannoli finish, you know. And it's like it's kind of like old school meets new school, but it takes you back when you smoke it. You know what I mean? Like it's like all the flavors there, all the nostalgia, every stupid thing you ever did, every time you got laid on it, it all comes back, and you're sitting there going, "Oh yeah." What's up, Visible Farms? Cheers to you, buddy. And also anyone who's been talking hi to you at home. I want to ask you a question, Gerd.
Okay.
First time you smoked weed or got high, let us hear the story. Tell us about how you met weed titties, bud.
Oh, well, like I don't know about how I met the titties because I grew up around the titties. Like the titties.
Okay, but like
I was breastfed on the fucking titties, man.
Go back to those dusty files of your early weed days, though. Like that standout memory, if you have one. The first time you can recall just getting fucking right ripped.
Probably I was around 10 or so. And me and a buddy fucking went out to the train tracks by his dad's house and fucking smoked the pipe for a little while because he had grabbed a handful out of the old man's bag. So we sat down by the fucking tracks past. It was like one of the, those fucking old school, like fucking metal pipes. You screw them together.
Oh, yeah. It gets hotter than fuck after about 15
bro.
seconds. You're trying not to let go because you're liking it, but you're like, oh, and it kind of burns.
It's burning your lips. It's too fucking hot. It's ouch.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, that was the shit. It was
now,
terrible.
how high
but it
did
was
you
the
get
shit.
that time? Like, do you remember being like right ripped, or like what's your memory on that?
Oh yeah, man. We were fucking. I must have sat there down at the tracks for fucking hours, chucking rocks at trees and laughing at the leaves falling.
Yeah. First time I got high, that one time in ONT that I was telling you about, like I remember going into Tim Hortons, and this is before they fucked up their donuts, and their donuts were still good. I remember walking in just right ripped. I've been walking around Stone for about 4 hours, and I walk into Tim Hortons, and I look at the donut section. I'm like, oh fuck, bud. I like one of those big 12 packs, and you pick out a bunch of different donuts. I remember sitting outside, and we went to this playground at this elementary school down from the Tim Hortons, and we're just sitting there eating these donuts. And it was like one of the most divine experiences to this day.
Oh yeah.
I actually think that eating those donuts that day compared to like the first few times I had sex, I was like, sex is great, but those donuts on weed were pretty fucking good too, man. Like,
oh dude, first time I was baked and had some chocolate milk, I had a fucking religious experience.
Oh yeah, bro. I can relate to that, man. And then it was like, I remember being an adult and being high. The first time I saw that home style chocolate milk, it's like homogenized milk, but it's like chocolate milk. So it was like 3.25%. And I drank that. And that was almost like that first time when you're a kid drinking chocolate milk when you're on the weed. You know what I mean? You're like, who the fuck are you and where you been all my life?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm in on this. Give me a ticket to ride.
Yeah, man, those early days getting baked and finding out that it just enhances everything. Like, bro, you ever had fruit punch on weed?
Yeah, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You ever had Pop-Tarts on weed?
Yeah, you can eat it cold and it almost tastes better, man. Right. Like, and they use it a lot in the movies where you're like, I got hands, man. Like, I've been that high, though, before. You remember that? Like, that is a real thing sometimes when you're a kid, right? And you're like, whoa.
I remember getting so high I fucking left my body, like out of body experience.
Totally.
Fucking surgical theater, fucking watching me and my buddy fucking pass a pipe back and forth and giggle. And I'm like, look at these fucking idiots. Yeah, right? Shit, that's me, man. Fuck.
Whoa, man. What's going on? What the problem is? I remember the first time I got high at school, and it was funny because I had like the world's worst anxiety attack. And then I was fine. And then I went and got high again at lunch. And I literally repeated that process throughout my high school career. And the funny thing is I was still pretty good at school. Like I'm not completely stupid. I mean, just, half. And so like often, like I'll admit I was the valedictorian a few times. I often got the head award in a lot of science classes and shit. I remember this one time because I was in advanced class. So I was in grade 10, but I was taking bio 12. And so there was these two twins, Chinese twins, Samson and Wilson Lee. And they had very strict Chinese parents. Academia was very important to them. And I just like getting high and learning about biology, man. Like, and I get high for the exam too. I was like, oh man, yeah, you little plant, right? Like, so I ended up getting the highest mark in the class. And I remember watching their parents lose their shit. And I shit you not, I remember hearing them go, how the fuck did that stone white high piece of shit get a fucking better mark than you in this class? And I'm just sort of sitting there and I'm like, I'm high right now too.
I'll tell you the secret, man. You fucking study high and you take the test high and you get high marks.
High scores, man. Yeah. Dude, that was my Spanish 12 final, bro. Dude, I was so high and I was drunk too. I was drunk and high in Spanish all throughout that school year. So I was like sitting there having to take the exam. I was like, oh man, I did not study. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pound a 6-pack and a 1/4 ounce blunt. I'm gonna go take this fucking test. So I walk in. I was supposed to write a 1-page essay. I wrote an 8-page essay, and the only grammatical mistake I made was at the beginning. And I got like a 96. I'd never gotten a 96 in Spanish. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? I don't even really remember the exam. I remember starting the exam being like, I don't know, I think I'm too high for this. And then I did the exam. I remember being like, thank fucking God it's done. But I got a pretty good, fucking score though. Now, children at home, we need to advise that not everybody can learn on weed, okay? It's a special skill. Some of us can do it, some of us can't. You can try it out. If it doesn't work for you, take your education seriously. Not being an idiot, kind of important in this world. If you open your eyes and look around at the world's full of idiots. We got enough of them. So if it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. We're not advocating that everybody should learn on weed and shit, Just some of us like learning on weed.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. Consume responsibly.
It's really not though.
Be responsible. Like I learned, even though I'm quite experienced psychonaut, I learned that I should not take mushrooms if I'm going to take exams.
Yeah.
But I had to find out, so I tried, and then I learned.
The exam tried to eat me. I should not do that again. Yo, anybody, you guys want to see some good magic mushrooms? I can go grab some. You want to see some good shrooms?
Ooh.
I'll grab some shrooms.
My shroom jar is almost empty right now. It's fucking sad days.
Well, I gotta give YouTube a reason to get mad at me, right? Because like they haven't been getting as mad at me enough recently. Maybe it's because I'm not releasing very much content, but these are some good shrooms, everybody. These are some good shrooms. You want a good magic mushroom? These are some good magic mushrooms. Yeah, let's find a nice one to show everybody at home. Look at this. Oh, it's short and chubby, but look at how pretty that is. Look at that gorgeous little shroom.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's a perfectly average sized magical mushroom right there.
Sorry, everybody. I was not.
That's not small at all. That's perfectly average.
This is an average. Oh, bro, pound it to the camera, dude. That was fucking good. Oh, bro, that was good. That was good, man. Oh shit. That was funny. Let's ask the audience at home. Who here watching the show eats magic mushrooms? You guys all eat the shrooms? I eat the shrooms.
Yeah.
I just buy them to look at. I like the smell. I like to do this. I just like to smell it. This bag wasn't full when I bought it, I swear. I just smell it. Yo, how the shrooms down in Calgary? They all good there or what?
Yeah, pretty good, man. I like because I make mushroom capsules sometimes, and I really like that day because there's so much. Little capsules, right? But there's so much mushroom dust in the air those days that I make the capsules, man. You end up getting pretty fucking buzzy.
Right. Well, see, my thing is like, I like to make a lot of chocolates. I make truffles. I make chocolate bars. I make little, because like a lot of people, they don't like that. I mean, I just like chocolate. I mean, I'll eat shrooms raw. Like, I think they taste good. It's going to sound weird. It reminds me of communion bread going to church when I was a kid. And I always liked to taste that. Both my parents were priests. So I'd steal that communion bread wafer shit and I just eat it. Shrooms remind me of the taste of communion wafer bread, but I make a lot of chocolates, right? So, the dust is around a bit, but then like I'm licking the bowl or I'm like tasting like, is this the proper balance? Oh, this tastes good. Oh, well, here's another batch there. This is part, milk and dark. And I got
first rule of edibles is you don't lick the bowl, man.
Bro, I always lick the bowl as a kid and I still do as an adult. My girlfriend will come home. I haven't done it since we've been together. I got a new girlfriend now. But I'm waiting for the day when I do my next batch of that. She comes home and I'm just sitting there staring at the wall. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm brilliant. Or I'm sitting there having a full-fledged conversation with my two little Yorkie poo dogs. Like, so what do we think about the problems and issues with China? Or like I think we need to just roll on them. I just think we need to roll on China right now. I mean, Eugene Dolan says, I haven't eaten them in about 10 years. They were Liberty Caps. All right. Near sheep shit. Well, yeah, that was the old school way right there, buddy. You got to be careful, though. Certain parts of the world, you're going to have a like-minded shroom that looks like that Liberty Cap, but it's actually really bad for you. So before you go eating random mushrooms you find in public, everybody, read a book. Read a few books. Maybe check out some pictures too, some actual comparisons, so how you can know what they are.
Yeah, I got some crazy ones coming in. They're called Enigma. It's a weird type of penis envy hybrid strain that doesn't even grow a head on it. It's just like a blob of fucking mushroom.
You got to send me some pictures of
you
that when it comes in, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
hoping I get it in time for the camping this weekend, you know?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Well, I actually recently had this is a few months ago, I got a batch in of something I'd never really seen. So they were technically a golden teacher strain, but they were black, purple everywhere. I had never seen anything like it. I remember when I was there going through the different options for me to acquire some, and I just saw them, and I saw there was about 20 pounds of them sitting there, and I just walked right up to those, and I was like, what the fuck is that? They're like, well, there's the golden teachers. I ain't never seen a golden teacher look like that before. And I took them home. These things were dangerous, man. You just eat a little bit of that, man. Like, I mean, and I was sitting there and I'm like, I am astonished at what 1 gram of these just did. Like, these things were fucking. I have a buddy from Turkey who tried some, and he went hiking with his friends. And his one friend's like, I brought water. His other friend's like, I brought sandwiches. Atta, what did you bring? He's like, I brought weed and magic mushrooms from Pot Squatch. And so a bunch of them, and they're going over this bridge over this gully, and he couldn't go over. He's like, the bridge is moving. They're like, yo, man, the bridge ain't moving. You just high on shrooms, bro. Like, but so I see him the next day at the bar having a beer, and he's like, bro, what a hike. But those things were dangerous, man. Those golden teachers were astonishingly dangerous. But you knew they were. When you see something that's black, blue, purple all over just like that, like, you know it's going to be
that
good.
looks poison, bro. Like
yeah. It's like, everyone, let's not lie to you at home. Magic mushrooms are actually toxic. They are a mild poison. That's why it's engaging our hypothalamus the way it is. It is a mild poison that can maybe lead to some self-growth and treating PTSD, depression, anxiety, other things. But not if you eat 14 to 100 grams of them. So again, microdosing and macrodosing, different concepts. Remember that at home, children.
Yeah, I like the Terrence McKenna method where you take 7 grams of fucking dried mushrooms and a walk in the forest.
Right? Problem for me is I do that. I end up like stripping naked. I'm just like running through the woods. I'm like, I am the Pot Squatch with the trees. And I'm just like, oh, I love you, tree. You ever hugged a tree on shrooms? It is a powerful experience.
Yep. Oh, trust me, I've done all sorts of freaky weird shit in the woods on drugs.
Ooh, here's a good grow question here. I'm going to answer this one from 420 Zone. How do you know when it's time to switch over to flower? Well, that's a basic thing. One, you're going to take a look. If we're growing indoors, we're going to take a look. Well, obviously, you're controlling the switch, so obviously it's indoors. We're going to look at our space because basically you're going to have anywhere from a 50 to a 200% stretch on any strain. You're basically going to double to triple or quadruple in size of your plant. And you're going to look at how much room do I have? You're also going to bear in mind, how big is my pot? What is my available root medium? And then also, how much light do I have? And so when it's a new strain, always err on the side of caution. Don't go too zealous because it might overgrow your shit. Then you got like this fucking plant that's filling your whole tent. It's up on your fucking lights. Your lights burning your shit. It's not good. So once you get to know a strain, you can kind of play a little bit more dangerously. But basically, you're going to have a 50 to 200% stretch. You got to be aware of how much space is this plant going to take up. So it's all basically spatial orientation, really, at the end of the day, in terms of when we flip. Basic rule of thumb, you're going to want to have at least a good set in 12-inch, multifaceted tree of life look to it. My way of the way I like my plants to look. Now, I grow indicas. I'm not really a sat guy. I mean, I have grown a few sats on the channel, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all about a space and stretch and conceptualizing that finish. And like, do I have enough room if I flip now? There's tricks you can do when you overgrow your grow space, though. But we don't need to get into that. But that's how I approach it. 420 Zone. 420 Zone says, I got them at 5-gallon pots. I'm running a P2000 Viper. I'm assuming that's like a new age version of a Viper Spectra. Do you know what the true wattage at the wall is and how much actual space you have in your grow space? I need height, width, and depth. We can talk while they're answering, though. We can jump back to that in a second. So, you know. So do you grow much weed, Gerd, or do you just like to play with weed?
Like myself, I'm done with trying to do commercial growth sort of thing. My brother handles our grow division, where he fucking, like, right now he's working on a couple different strains. He's breeding an extreme haze sativa variety that's like an 18-week long flower.
Oh, and that sounds about right though, because a true haze, like even Neville himself and Shanti Baba could never get it right. They're like, we've never been able to get it to properly finish. Like it's like,
Yeah, it
and
never
they'll-
finishes. We just call it 18 weeks because, like, we got sick of it. Like, if we kept it growing, it could get, fucking, it's a 29 week fucking sativa. I don't know.
right?
18 week, and then we've also got another one on the go. We're trying to stabilize it right now. We've picked like 3 phenotypes that we like, and
Yeah.
it's a cross between skunk and Moby Dick. And I'm down to a couple names. I either want to call it obviously Skunky Dick, but I was
I was
also
gonna
thinking
say, call it
about.
Skunky Dick, man.
I was also kind of thinking about just like Smelly Richard, because it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Or you could go find a little bit of a longer name, but it'll be hilarious to say, Dick got skunked.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe I'll pick a different name for each phenotype that we stabilize here. But
Yeah.
one is really spicy, or I mean, peppery, right? And one of them is really
Yeah.
fruity, and another one is really citrusy. So we got 3 really good flavor profiles coming out of them, and they're all producing around 20% THC. So that's decent. It's
Well, that's a
respectable.
nice place to be, right? You know?
So
And the
we're
funny
working on stabilizing that shit.
Well, a lot of people at home too think that, like, I need that 33, that percent THC, or else it's dude. I'll give you a weed that's only like 18% THC and it's got a bunch of other active parts to it. It'll get you way higher than that bunk 33% you just fucking bought. There's probably also an elevated test report that the fucking paid for anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I can vouch for the fact that they will change your fucking test results if you grease them. That is
it's true.
100% true, because I've had that fucking offered to me. Oh, your stuff came in at 22%, and like, I know you want to take this to market, blah 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 blah. Like, there are some things that can be done where we can, look at potentially increasing the THC scores on your products. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. 22%. Thank you, sir. Fuck, see you later.
I think that's where it's important for us to, like, increase the education for people, and their awareness of the realities that there's over 468 psychoactive cannabinoids and chemicals within the cannabis plant.
Yes, sir.
Tetrahydrocannabinol may be the majority shareholder in terms of that neighborhood, but it's just one. And these, terpenes, flavonoids, everything is playing a part in terms of what your experience is and what it's doing in terms of your actual high, to go quote unquote and just give it a singular name, right? So it's like, everybody, like, remember that, like, there's a lot more to weed than you think. And it's not just about THC scores. If anything, more often than not, I mean, I'll smoke these super duper uber THC plants, and I'm like, this shit's bunk anyway.
It tastes like rubber. Fuck off with all your fucking
tastes like
green
ass.
strains.
Like, I would rather have a weed that tastes and smells amazing, and I got to smoke twice as much of it to get my desired effect, than smoke some fucking shitty asshole that fucks me up. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like smell and taste are so much more important to me than how strong it is.
It's got to be an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, like, it's like think about, like, food. Do you want to eat a burger that tastes like shit? It's still technically giving you sustenance. It's still technically feeding your system. But
no, I want it nice and charred with fucking aged cheddar and fucking crispy bacon. Like,
if I'm gonna eat, I might as well enjoy it, right? Like, weed's the same thing. And remember, it's basically a plant, everyone. It's basically a vegetable.
Yeah.
And you eat your weed too.
Yeah, man. I was sitting here eating the nerds clusters, fucking getting my vegetables in. You know what I mean?
Right? There's vegetables in the candy now.
Yeah.
Yo, we only made like 4 or 5 episodes of it on the channel years ago. I called it Pot Squatch's Cannabis Kitchen. I made this burger like infused 5 or 7 ways or something. I got a couple funny stories about this one. So we made the burger and I split it. This is a big burger. So I split it. I got a mild buzz, but I got a really high tolerance when it comes to eating weed, right? My business partner, Uncle Michael, he ate it. He was high for 3 days. That poor bastard had to go to work all fucked up off that burger. And then the butter I used, I infused this garlic butter for the burger. And I kept it in the fridge, right? And I forgot about it. So my ex, I was making breakfast. She liked frittatas, right? So I was making her frittata, and I'm in the fridge looking around to make my frittata, right? And I'm like, oh, it's garlic butter. When the fuck did I make garlic butter? I don't know, but it's garlic butter. I put that shit in the frittata. So I ate it or made it, you know, and I ate 2 pieces. I mean, you know, I didn't notice much or anything really. And then she was tiny though. She's like 105 pounds. And she comes in like an hour later. Did you put weed in that frittata? I was like, fuck no, I didn't put no weed in that. Oh shit.
Shit. Did I put weed?
Babe, you ate like 3 pieces. You're gonna be macrame to that fucking. Go sit in a lazy boy. It's gonna be all right. I'll see you tomorrow. You know. Yeah, but buddy, I also am just noticing it's probably close for you to like have to shift gears there. I think.
Yeah, I'm just looking at stuff now, and I do pretty much got to go get ready for my slot on the fucking Kim's show.
Well, tell them all Uncle Podsquatch says hi, and tell Kim I say was cracking. Kim and I have different political ideologies, but we both love weed, so I think we could be friends. You know, that's my thought on it. You know, everybody, just because someone doesn't agree with you on certain facts doesn't mean you can't be friends and family. That's the diversity of the human race and what makes us special. If we're all the fucking same, it's a generic, boring thing. That's like you just get one type of government shit weed. No, there's a lot of types of weed out there, and they're all beautiful. And that's a testament to both weed and the human race. And remember that. Love your fellow neighbor, love your fellow person, and don't be a dick fuck.
Yeah, don't be a dick fuck. All right, well, let me get this out on my way out here, man. You guys should be checking out Puff Puff Pass Alberta. If you can, just email liftedlifeyyc@gmail.com to get your tickets for that. Camping passes and weekend passes are available through that. Really affordable. Fucking check it out. Come see me. It's going to be a fucking awesome time. Also, tune in every Saturday at 7 on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for the Highest Fuck Happy Hour. Don't forget to like, share, invite your friends, tell your grandma. We're giving away free shit every single fucking week, so don't miss that. And yeah, we'll fucking follow the Calgary Cannabis Club if you can. Help them out because we're trying to fucking change the scene with cannabis. So fucking, you know, do all of those things for me because I am all of those things.
Quiet Witch, I don't. I should have thought ahead. I'm just getting used to doing these shows again, but. Everybody, you're part of the Podsquatch Growers community on Facebook, aren't you?
Quite possibly.
And if you're not, I'll invite you in. So everybody, if you're not part of the Podsquatch Growers community on Facebook, check that out. And our boy Gerd Hayes is going to come in. He's going to share the link to the Highest Fuck Happy Hour. He's going to share all that shit, and that's on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can watch that show super fucking easy. And it's a fun show. I mean, I wish Dab Jesus was here, man. He's like this, you know.
Highest fuck on a Saturday, man.
Oh, wait. Show us that pendant. Show them the pendants you made. I love that you did that. Show them that. And explain what it is.
It's a pendant that looks like a jar of fucking dabs, man.
But isn't that what it is? It's just like a sealed pendant filled with dabs?
No. It's actually made with epoxy and broken bongs.
So there's no drugs in it?
Nope. Hang on. Let me fucking...
Can they custom order one that comes with drugs in it?
No. But it looks just like it looks pretty fucking real, right?
Dude, I remember when you guys released those things. I thought that was rad as fuck. I thought that was super cool, man. I loved that. When I saw that on your guys' swag page, I was like, hell yeah. That's rad, dude. That's rad.
They're awesome. Yeah, but I really do got to run. Thank you, Uncle Podsquatch, for having me on, man. It's been a great time.
Thank you, Brother Gerd Hayes, for joining us and sharing your story, sharing your world. And you know what? Podsquatches, go check out their show. Go have a good time.
Yeah,
you know, and like I said, now that we've actually got the labels in, I'll send you some shit. You can give some of the Podsquatch seeds away on your show, too, the next time you need to give away some shit. And people can grow some weed titties. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome, man. Long live the titties.
Go kill it on the radio show. Give them hell. Don't hide nothing. Just be you, baby.
All right, brother. Ciao.
Peace, brother. Everyone, you know, that technologically, that one seemed to work out a lot better. So that was good. That one worked out well. And, you know, everybody, you know, check out the Highest Fuck Happy Hour. It's a great show. I've been on it a few times and it was good. It was a good time. Also, just to reiterate, Roman Reckless said something earlier that in terms of a grow tip, I agree with. I wholeheartedly agree with this. Anytime you as a grower typically think your weed is done, give it at least another week. Typically, often I find it's 2 more weeks. You know what I mean? You think it's done, give it another week or two. But and that's a thing that for newer growers is a very true conceptualized idea that I think is actually one of the simplest but best lessons. Okay, for you to get the best weed you can get at home. You know what I mean? And dude, rewatch it. I apologize, Marty Macro 442, for the initial weird things. We try to do our best. We've been gone for a long time. I mean, let's be fair. Uncle Pot Squatch hasn't been doing his thing properly. For like almost 2 years, man. But we're getting back. I've actually started working on all the shots and everything we need to do for the new first video. The first educational video that we're going to be releasing is how to pop old beans. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be popping old beans, and we're going to talk about all the different ways that you can try to seduce an older genetic into fucking popping and growing and weed tittying. And it's going to be a good time. I don't know if our store's fixed yet, but it will be. I'm going to check my text, see if we got any texts from our computer department. One second. Puppies, shut up. You've been so good the whole show. One second, everybody. I'm just seeing if our Katie guy. Okay, so it's technically up and working now, but don't everyone rush the store. But you know what? Fuck it. Rush the store. If it breaks, it breaks. We got to fix it. Everything's working at the store again. Go to potsquatchsales.com. Okay, potsquatchsales.com. You can buy your Pot Squatch CBD tinctures. You can buy Uncle Pot Squatch beans. There's going to be a shitload more beans coming for the rest of my fucking life. I'm literally going to spend the rest of my life making genetics for all of you. We're working on releasing old school genetics. I call it the new retro line. Actually, I think I might call it that. That's a pretty good name. The new retro line. It's old shit redone and just re-released for you, so you can all have some wonderful, regular, true genetics before it got fucked up from feminization of classic strains for you all to play with. Things like original skunk, Northern Lights number 5 and 4, sweet skunk, lemon tie. We got a bunch of fun stuff in the vault that we're going to be dusting off, getting it to go, which is actually part of why it goes hand in hand with the first educational video we're making, which is how to pop old beans. That's why it's going to work, because I need to pop some old beans now anyway to make some fresh beans for you of old shit to play with. All right. And it's going to be a good time. So hell yeah, he did, BMK. And so BMK, we're going to be fucking launching a bunch of new fun shit. It's going to take me a couple of years to get, a good basic retro line going for everybody. But I mean, I'm just debating which one do we do first? Because, with my limited area, I've only got so much space that I can be producing things for everybody. 420 Zone says, Pot Squatch, I grew my first auto and it's been about a month and it flipped into flower. Is that normal? Yes. So 420 Zone, even though I'm not a biggest fan of autos, I can talk about them and I understand them intimately. So typically you got to remember, you got to plant your finishing pot with an auto flowering cannabis plant. Okay. You got to have that available room. So I'm going to say, you plant right in that 5 gallon. Because what's going to do is that auto flower is first going to send its taproot down. Then it's going to start to map out the available root medium area. It's going to map that out. And once it's mapped that out, then it starts to do its thing. And that's typically when it's going to trigger itself into flower. It's about available space to a point. So if it's flowering at a month in, that is normal. There's a lot of normal things with autos. I mean, they're a funny little creature. But with an auto, it's going to flower when it's going to flower in your environment and with the decisions you've made. Just love the damn plant. Do what you can. Don't fuck with it too much. You can fuck with it a little bit, especially in this new day and age of sort of more super autos, right? But, be careful. Love it. Just take care of it. Watch your trikes. It's still going to tell you when it's done. It's the same way it's going to tell you if it's a photo period. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good time. Okay, everybody? Potsquatchsales.com. Okay. Oh, I should make a new banner here. I'm going to make a banner here. I'm going to edit this one. One second here, everybody. I'm augmenting some shit. I can actually change shit while I'm doing the show. Yeah. Bear with me here. Seeds on sale and other shit too now at potsquatchsales.com, everybody. Seeds on sale and other shit too at potsquatchsales.com. If there's a bit of turbulence in terms of the functionality of the website over the next day or two, don't freak out. It's going to be okay. We're tweaking it. We're dialing it in. Remember, it's like an old man trying to get out of a chair. It's like an old man trying to get out of a chair. It's been sitting on the back burner for a bit, and we're going to get that shit running and rocking for you. All right? All right, all right, all right. Remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. Love yourselves, love your plants, and try growing some Potsquatch weed titties. More genetics to come. Keep it real, motherfuckers, and keep it sexy. Word to your mother. And this is looking at you, my friends. I love each and every fucking one of you. Those of you who are still around, thanks for tuning in. Those of you who have kept showing me love, even though I've been a useless piece of shit, struggling with my own bullshit, trying to get my shit back together. Well, guess what? I'm actually back. We're getting it ready. We're doing it real. We're getting it done. Okay? Thank you for sticking around. I love each and every one of you. Okay? We are the Potsquatch Growers Army. We will never die. We will never go away. We have some deserters. It happens. We got new members, old members, people come and go in communities. But a lot of you have always just been there, and we're never going anywhere. All of us. All right? Love your plants. Love yourselves. Peace and pot. And be nice to your fellow human being. You don't know what everybody's going through. A little bit of compassion goes a long way. All right, everybody. We're going to see you next Wednesday. Same bat channel, same bat location, okay? Probably the same bat time, but we'll find out, okay? 3 p.m. is going to be our normal Wednesday show times, though, and we're going to have the popping old beans up in a week. All right. Keep it sexy. All right.